right, let's get started. So make yourself comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes, that's up to you. And relax your belly and start to take a couple of slower, deeper breaths. And as you do this, let yourself fully arrive into this space, into yourself. And you can let the deeper breaths go anytime and start to breathe effortlessly. And pay attention to how you feel. How you feel in all ways. Noticing what might be going on to contribute to how you're feeling. And let how you feel determine how you'll approach your practice today. How will you give yourself what you need? And that might even lead you to determine your focus or your intention for today. Think about what you'd like to cultivate in yourself. And you can bring your focus to your natural breath now. And as you breathe out, each time start to say the word calm to yourself. So just breathing in easy, breathing out the word calm. And stay with that for just a few breaths. Taking time to find your calm, settle into your calm. Breathe out calm. And feel free to move around a little bit after sitting still. And you can bring your feet up off the floor, it doesn't matter how high, and start to see about coaxing a little movement out of your toes. Any independent movement that they might do is great, it's just the effort. And you can relax the toes and start to point and flex. Point away from you, draw back towards you. Couple more times. And from here you can circle the feet a few times each way to release the ankles. And we'll come to neutral, and as you breathe in, draw the feet down and breathe out, lift up again. Keep going here. Breathing out as you lift so that you're engaging the core as we start to mobilize the knees. Once more here, lift and release. All right, we're going to go with just the right leg now and bring that knee towards the chest and release it down. Keep going, in and release. So again, exhaling as you lift to engage the core. On this next one, we're going to keep the knee lifted. You decide how high, and we'll open and center. Open, center. Couple more times as we focus now on warming up the hip. Last time, and you can circle from the hip. Circle that out, change directions when you're ready, and make sure to do what feels right in your hip. Relax the right leg, notice how it feels. You can do the same with the left, so bring that knee in and release. Exhaling to come in. So with anything we do, go with the range of motion and the pace that feels right to you. On this next one, we'll keep the knee lifted and open, center. Open, center. Couple more times. And after this next one, we'll start to circle from the hip. So do what feels right for your hip, changing directions when you're ready to. And go ahead and relax. Notice how you feel through the legs. Feel free to get a drink. We'll start to warm up the upper body. So So set up your posture, sit right up on your sit bones, and lift the head comfortably up and out of the shoulders. From there, you can take your right ear over to your right shoulder, and if you like, reach the left arm up, face the palm away from you, and start to lower that arm down, pausing about halfway down. Any movement or stillness in both the arm and the head that feels good to you is great. Lower a little bit more, pause again, and then eventually let that arm come all the way down by your side, nice and relaxed. Notice what you feel in your neck, and when you're ready, bring the head to center. And we'll switch sides, so left ear to left shoulder, take the right arm up, face the palm away from you, and start to lower that arm down, pausing at about shoulder height. Notice what you feel, and lower a little bit more, pause again, and eventually let that arm come down with gravity, nice and relaxed at your side. And you can bring the head back to center. From here, we'll start to roll out the shoulders, so continuing to free up space in the neck as we bring space to the shoulders and the upper back as well. You can relax that here, and we'll bring the hands up, stretch the fingers out, and squeeze a fist. Big stretch, big squeeze. So you can actually watch this working, strengthening your forearm muscles each time you squeeze. Last two. Last one. And with the hands neutral, we'll face the palms forward and start to draw the fingers towards you to get a little stretch in the front of the wrists. And we'll start to go the other way. So palms in, fingers draw in to get into the back of the wrists. And you can come back to neutral and start to get all of the little joints in the fingers mobile. And then bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, and start to move the hands around in a way that feels good through the wrists. So it could be some figure 8, some circles, some swirls. You might change it up. Just release through your wrists. See what feels good. And we'll come to neutral here. Keep the hands interlaced. And next time you breathe in, stretch the arms out in front and breathe out to come back to center. Couple more times. So expand, breathing in, and center, breathing out. One more time. And this time we'll reach out and pause. Notice where you feel a stretch between the shoulder blades, some space back there. Next time you breathe out, you can draw back to center. And again, breathe in, reach it out, pause. This time, see if you can go a little bit further. Find your maximum stretch. I think it's more of a feeling than a visible change. And draw back in. And we'll reach out, pause again where the stretch is good for you. And next time you breathe out, take the arms over to one side and pause when you feel the twist through your waist. Navel drawn in here. Next time you breathe in, come center, and then breathing out over to the other side, feeling the twist through your waist. When you're ready, back to center, and release that and take some circles or any movement that feels good through your shoulders, through your back. Nice. Release. If you're circling, do a few in each direction if you'd like to. Notice how you feel now in your upper body. Relax the arms when you're ready. And for our sun salutations, we'll scoot a little bit forward in the chair, coming off of the back support so that we're engaging our core muscles a bit more and focused on posture. If you need the back support, it's right there. It's no problem. We're going to start with the arms relaxed at the sides and take a breath, lengthen your spine, and breathe out, release down. So the arms can do whatever's comfortable here. Our focus is posture as we breathe here. So breathe in, really feel that extension through the length of the spine, and breathe out, release it. All right, we're going to change this now. So breathing in, reach it up, And as you breathe out, take a side bend. As you breathe in, come back up and breathe out. Relax back down. Other side. Breathe, reach, and breathe out. Over. Follow your own breath timing. Back up and relax it down. Ready here for a little bit of core work. So engage your abdominal muscles. Hands can go anywhere you like. We're going to take a little hinge back and sit up tall. 2 more times. Hinge from the hips. So it's a reverse sit up. Last time. Hinge back and sit tall. And then you can take the hands somewhere behind you, anywhere that's comfortable, and draw the chest forward. Find a stretch, a release for the belly after that work. So a counter. And you can relax here. We're going to do that same series again. And we're going to hold and pause in our side bends. So arms relaxed at your sides. Take a breath. Get length in the spine. And breathe out. Float the arms back down. Breathe in. Whatever stretch and expansion feels good through the arms is great. And breathe out. Release down. One more time. Stretch. And release. All right, you can start your side bend in the other direction if you like. Breathe in and breathe out. Pause here. Let your lower side relax, including your neck. And keep your top arm comfortable. So whatever helps get you length along your top side. When you're ready, take a breath. Come back up, lengthen the spine, and release. Arms back down. Once again, breathing in, reach, and breathe out, side bend. Pause. Really feel the sit bones reaching down as you lift the ribs up and away, whatever your top arm wants to do. Next time you breathe in, come on back up, lengthen the spine, and breathe out, relax. Ready here for that core work. So anywhere you want the hands, strong in your belly, take a little hinge back and sit tall. 2 more times, back and sit tall. Last one, back and sit tall. And you can just relax your hands here. We'll finish this series with our cow and cat stretches. So breathing in, draw the chest forward, cow pose, Bitalasana, and breathing out, tuck back, cat, Marajariasana. Keep going here. Eyes open or closed at any time. Remembering we're aiming to connect with ourselves. Notice what you feel along your spine as you do this, and move in a way that's right for you. Take your time, and after an exhale, come to a neutral spine. If you want to, you can close your eyes, but take a little pause. Check back in. Notice how you're feeling. What's going on now that you've been moving, warming up? Come back to your intention if you set one. Tune into your breath, and maybe come back to your mantra just once or twice. Repeat the word calm as you breathe out. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. Feel free to get a drink. We're going to get ready to stand, and of course you can get a drink anytime. You don't have to wait for my suggestion. And today, as we stand, we have the option to stand up and sit back down again a few times. If that seems like too much, come up and squat down part way without going all the way back to the chair, or stay in the chair a bit longer and really focus on lower body activation and letting it go a few times without lifting the hips just yet. So whatever you choose, keep the feet drawn in a little bit so they're just past neutral towards you, so you can really put weight down into the floor. So start by engaging abdominal muscles, get a little hinge forward, really engage the leg muscles and push down into the floor with your feet, coming up to stand. And come back down just as strong in the legs. Couple more times. Arms can be anywhere you want them to be. They can offer support. You can relax. Last time like this. And we'll come on up and stay there. Relax. We'll go ahead and come behind the chair. All right. And once you're behind the chair, you can lift both heels up and lower them back down. You might breathe in to lift, breathe out to lower. Arm movements if you want to, big or small, one or both, and that goes with anything that we do. We'll do 2 more times like this. Last one. And you can lift the heels and hold them up there. Don't hold your breath. Anything you want to do with your arms is great. And with an exhale, release back down. You might pedal out the calves a little bit, release, and we're going to come to one side of the chair. All right, so when you get there, find your mountain pose. So roll your shoulders back, find your stability, your evenness, feel into your mountain pose. So even over the feet from front to back and side to side, stable. That's Tadasana. All right, we're going to take a centering breath here. So breathe in, extended mountain, and breathe out, release down. Now we're going to start to squat. So you can send the hips down and back and press up. Keep going here. Feel free to add arms if you want to, out or up. They can move with you or they can hold as you move. Up to you. Last one. And you can come down and hold the squat. Now our weight is not even, it's set back in the heels. Make sure you can see your toes, wiggle your toes. Working the legs strongly and press down through the heels as you come back up. We're going to shift our weight into our left leg and step the right leg back. So we had width to start with. We want to keep width as we step back. We lose stability as we separate the legs from front to back, so we find it where we can. This is our warrior one stance. Once you feel ready, you can bend the front knee and straighten up again. Keep going. Press through that left heel each time you straighten up. Add arms if you want to. One arm or both. You could shoulder height or higher. Always up to you. This time, hold. Warrior one. Really feel strong in your legs, like you're anchoring down into the floor. Strong in your core, the lower ribs gently drawing in. Again, we're going to press through that left heel to straighten up the leg. Relax the arms. And you can roll your shoulders again. And as you roll back, bring the hands back behind you. So maybe onto your back, your hips, maybe holding your forearms. But if you roll back first, it gives you a bit more space to bring the hands back. Breathe in and stand up, puff up the chest tall, and breathe out. Draw the navel in and hinge forward. Keep going here, up to stand tall and hinge forward. Doesn't matter how far forward you hinge, we just want the spine in the same shape all the way through. This time we're going to come forward and hold. This is our pyramid pose. Belly's in strong. We feel the front hip gently steering back and the back hip gently steering forward. Probably a big stretch in your left glutes, your front glute. Press through both feet strongly like you're trying to send them off in opposite directions. And as you do that, take a breath and stand back up tall. Step it in. Walk it out a little bit. Nice work. All right, we can take a downward facing dog here. So you can choose to go from the seat of your chair or from the back. But either way, start with your hands shoulder width apart, nice and light on the chair, and then walk back so you're stretching to reach for the chair, and then send your hips back even more. So reach forward through the hands, through the fingertips, and back through the hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Notice the room to breathe, the full body stretch. And as you're ready, slowly walk it back in. Come on up to stand tall. We're going to come around to the other side. So once you get here, find your mountain pose, Tadasana, a sense of stability. And we'll take a centering breath. Breathe, lengthen, and breathe out. Find center. Ready here for our squats. So sit back and press up. Keep going. Anything you want to do with your arms is fine. One more time. Down, press it up, and we'll come down and hold. Utkatasana. That weight back in your heels, lifting through your chest. We're engaged in the core, but it's really the legs where the work is. From here, we're going to press through the heels, come up, shift your weight to the right leg, and step the left leg back. So take time to find your stable warrior one stance. Our back foot will be turned out differently for all of us to keep our pelvis happy facing forward. Once you're ready, bend and straighten. Keep going. Bend, straighten. If you want, add in arms anytime you like, any way. There may be times where you just want to do arm movements, or you just want to do legs, or you need a break. This time, hold. Virabhadrasana 1. So we're really strong in the legs, the core, but where can you soften? Where can you let some tension go? Find softness as well as strength in the pose. We're going to press through the right heel to straighten up the leg, relax the arms. Roll those shoulders. Find your hand position back behind you. Take a breath. Proud peacock. Breathe out. Hinge forward. Strong belly. Keep going here. So we press the feet into the floor. Strong legs to come back up. And strong belly as we hinge forward. This time, come forward and hold. Parsvottanasana. So as that front hip steers back, the inner heel is pulling inward. As the back hip steers forward, the back heel is pressing back. So again, there's that opposition. Press through the feet into that opposition. Breathe in, stand tall. And we'll step it in. Walk it out a little bit. All right. If you're feeling okay, we're going to take a balance pose here. So you can stay where you are. Find your mountain pose, and we'll take tree pose today. So you can shift your weight into your right leg. Sometimes that could be enough for the day. You're strengthening, it's wonderful for your right leg. If you want to, you can turn the left toes out. That works deep rotators in your hip. You could bring the heel up against the leg. You could bring the whole foot against the leg. Anywhere except pressing on your knee. And anything you want to do with your arms is great. Just make sure you're breathing. Feel that right foot rooting down into the ground as you grow tall. At some point, you can relax that down. Walk it out a little bit. All right, so we're going to do one more on this side. So stand tall, finding mountain, and once again, shift your weight. This time, if you like to, bring the left heel up, lift the whole foot up, and maybe open and center. Open and center. Just stay still if the opening is too much. You might open and again find tree pose. Or come back to center and hold. You decide. Just breathe, keep your gaze steady, and release it down. Nice job. Walk that out a little bit. We'll come around to the other side here. So once again, find your mountain pose, your sense of stability, and then shift. Weight into your left leg this time. If you want more, turn the right toes out. Bring the heel in or lift the foot. Vriksasana. You decide where your arms go. Steady gaze, steady breath, steady tree. Even if we're wobbly, we're creating that steadiness inside. At some point, release that. Walk it out a little bit, take time to reset, and once again, find mountain pose. Shift your weight back to the left. Pick the right heel up if you like, the whole foot if you want. Stay here or open and center. Maybe breathing in, breathing out. One more time. And stay centered or open and come back into your tree pose. So that movement adds a challenge as we try to stay steady and we've got one of our limbs moving, adds a challenge. Keep breathing. Stay rooted and strong. As you're ready, release that down. Walk it out a little bit and stand where you're not going to hit anything or anybody, and do what feels nice and easy in your knees, maybe your feet. And you might start to swing your arms, giving yourself little love taps at your back, anywhere along your back that you'd like. But the focus here is really no focus, just taking time to move freely, to let go of the work and the concentration. It's time to be with yourself in a free, open way. Eventually, make your way back to mountain pose. Take your time and find your stability again. If you want to, close your eyes and take a moment to check back in. Notice how you're feeling in all ways after moving more actively. Remember your focus, your intention if you have one. Notice how your breath is feeling, and possibly once or twice breathe out the word calm. Finding your calm. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. You can come around to the front of the chair, and if you'd like, same thing. Sit down and come back up to stand a few times. Remember, you can come down part way in a squat and back up, or if you're ready to sit, you just sit. Anywhere you want the arms. They can add challenge, they can be relaxed, they can offer support. So we're going to feel strong in the legs as we lower down into the chair. Really press through the feet to come back up. A couple more times. Down strong and up strong. One more time like this. Down and up. And we're going to come all the way down and stay there. Beautiful. Again, feel free to get a drink. All right. So we're going to sit a little bit forward in the chair here and take the knees a little bit wide. Find your sit bones. So I need to adjust, sit up tall, right up on your sit bones. From here, we're going to take the shoulders forward, up, back, and then reach behind you somewhere on the chair. Really lift the chest. Maybe feel a little bit of a forward tilt in the pelvis. Look like you're taking a zipper up from the pelvis to the collarbones. This is a stretch for the front of the body, the chest and the belly, and it's strengthening for our backs. It's a camel variation, Ustrasana. With an exhale, when you're ready to, let that go. And keeping the knees wide, we're going to bring the hands to the insides of the knees and give a little gentle pressure from the backs of the hands. Kind of opening the knees a little more to feel a stretch through the inner thighs. Once again, draw your navel in, strong in your belly, and lead with your chest. Hinge forward a little bit. You're getting that stretch in the inner thighs. The hands might reach down, they might stay lifted, but lead with your chest. Not a very big movement. And from here, we're going to let the left hand or the forearm relax on the leg. Take the right arm out, maybe palm up, and then reach over into a side bend. From here, turn your heart up just a tiny bit more, very subtle. Notice that difference. Your left arm could stay relaxed or it could gently press into the left leg to help you get that rotation. And go ahead and come on up and relax and switch sides. So turning the chest up just slightly. Pravrita Janu Shirsasana. Feel into that length, the openness along your left side. Relaxing your neck. And once you're ready, come on up and relax. All right, roll that out. We're going to do our final stretches here. So you can turn at a diagonal or somehow turn to bring your right knee down in front. Maybe the ball of the foot is on the floor, but whatever's comfortable. We're going to feel that right hip reach down and come forward with the tailbone just a tiny bit. So we're aiming for a stretch in here in the hip flexor area. You can sit tall. Some people like a little hinge back, but it's a seated lunge to get a hip flexor stretch. And then go ahead and release that, and we'll turn to the other side. So taking the left knee down, extend down through the hip and slightly forward. Very subtle movement. Feel the length between the hip and the knee. Low Anjani Asana. Hip flexor stretch. And as you're ready, release that. Come on back to face forward. And we're going to extend the right leg out in front, draw the toes actively back towards you, sit tall, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, start to hinge forward and pause when you get a good stretch in the back of your leg, your hamstring. You might notice this a little bit similar to our standing pyramid pose that we did. It's more into the meaty part of the hamstring rather than up in the glute. Any movement or stillness you like that gives you a good stretch. As you're ready, come on up and we'll bend the right knee, turning the foot on its side next to the left foot, crossed over it, or crossed up at the knee. Either way, sit tall. The right leg's a little bit active, foot's a little bit flexed, and then adjust, move as you like to find a good stretch in the right outer hip. So these quieter stretches, the shape starts to help us draw inward to really start to settle more within the self. At some point, relax that. You can cross the right ankle over the left, bringing the feet fairly flat on the floor, or you can bring the feet parallel, whichever feels better. We're going to rest the right hand and then take the left hand off to the side or towards the back of the chair somewhere. Breathe in, sit up nice and tall. And as you breathe out, draw the navel in and start to turn from the belly through the chest and then possibly the head. Notice how this feels. Feel free to adjust. Maybe your left hip slides back a little bit so that this feels good through the length of the whole spine. When you're ready, start to slowly unwind. You can uncross the legs and we'll switch sides. So left leg extends out in front, toes draw back towards you actively. Breathe in, sitting tall. Breathe out, hinge forward just until you start to feel a good stretch in your left hamstring. Movement or stillness. Janu Shirsasana. So where can you relax, just like in our standing poses, to allow you to really soften into and feel the stretch? Go ahead and come on up when you're ready and bend the left knee, turning the foot on its side next to the right foot, crossed over it at the ankle or crossed up. See what works for you. Sit tall, move as you need to. Find your stretch into your left outer hip. Sukhirandrasana. You can relax and cross left foot over right at the ankles or bring the feet parallel. Rest the left hand, take the right to the side or back behind you. Breathe in, sit up nice and tall and keep the length in your spine as you breathe out and slowly start to turn, finding your twist. Each time you breathe in, feel your spine lengthen just a little more. Notice the space. Each time you breathe out, feel your twist a little bit more. And once you're ready, you can slowly unwind, uncross the feet. Feel free to get a drink. And go ahead and start to get settled, start to relax. And we're going to finish with a hand-eye coordination exercise, but you can settle into the chair quite fully. You don't need to work your core now or give too much focus to your posture. Just start to relax. And we're going to, before we have our Shavasana relaxation, we're going to take the right hand up, bring the thumb out, and if your shoulder is tired or sore, you can keep the hand in closer or down. If it's extended, it's just a bonus shoulder work, but our focus, like I said, is the brain and eye hand connection. So we're going to watch our thumb move out to one side and come back to center. A couple more times, any pace, any range of motion. Just track your thumb like it's your prey. You're following your thumb. Try this at least once without turning your head. So just let your eyes follow your thumb. Notice any differences in what you see and what you feel. And the next time you come to center, relax the right arm, maybe blink out the eyes. And we'll do the same thing with the left hand. So the thumb is extended and watch it as it opens up and draws back to center. A couple more times, giving your thumb all of your attention, like your eyes are lasers. Focus right in on your thumb. Remember to try at least once without turning your head. Notice the differences. Next time you come center, relax that. Maybe blink out the eyes. And we're going to counter that focus in the eyes by letting them relax. So look out in front of you and down. And then instead of focusing intently on one thing like we did with our thumb, let your focus really open up. Start to see all of the space around you. And notice how opening up the focus relaxes the muscles in the eyes. So an intense focus works the muscles more, and open gaze relaxes. And as we come now into Shavasana, you may choose to keep this open gaze, or the eyes may gently close down. Up to you. And as the eyes relax, let the face follow suit. Soften through your shoulders. Feel the back side of the body. Really settle into the support, both behind you and beneath you. Let your feet rest easy. Your hands rest comfortably. And once again, relax your belly. Take some slower, deeper breaths. This time, these deeper breaths let you arrive at a time of rest, a time of stillness. Your breath guides you there. And you can let the deeper breaths go, start to breathe naturally at any time. And start to really notice once again how you're feeling. Now that we've come to the end of our practice, notice how you feel in all ways. If you set an intention, bring it to mind again, giving it this open, relaxed energy. And as you breathe, you might bring back your mantra, breathing out the word calm. Each time you breathe out, calm, 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 starting to settle into your calm, into your stillness. And as you repeat your mantra, you might notice somewhere in the body that really feels calm, that really feels nice and relaxed. And let yourself, your calm, settle more deeply into that space. Settle into your calm. And let that feeling of calm start to expand, infusing your whole self with calm. Breathing out calm. And you can let that mantra go anytime you'd like to. And spend a moment really settled, calm, finding a deep rest, a deep calm. And you might start to take a slow, deep breath in when you're ready to, and slowly, slowly breathe out the word calm. Like you're savoring it, hanging on to that calm as long as you can. You might do that again. Breathe in fully, and slowly breathe out calm. Not only infusing yourself, but everything around you with calm. And as you breathe easy again, you might start to move, to stretch, start to calmly transition back into your day. And we'll finish with one Om, the sound of calm. So whether you make the sound or just listen to it, just keep feeling into the calm within yourself, the sound, after the sound. So be comfortable, eyes open or closed, and we'll breathe in here. And if you'd like to, you can bring your hands to your heart And finish by really tuning into the calm within yourself and acknowledging the calm that lies within each of us as we bow to each other. Namaste. All right. Thank you for being with me today.